guys, welcome back. Sunday afternoon in the garage. We'll get more of the Z06 project finished up. So right now I'm working on filling up the cooling system. I'm going to add the oil, do all that stuff, and also work on finishing up the wideband. We got the cable and stuff run through the car last night. I didn't really film any of it because I was working in a really tight space. It would have been sucked to try and get the camera in there and whatever. So I'll just show you the setup once I get it finished. But we're doing the cooling now. So I got my soup bucket mixed up here, and the deck's cool, and distilled water. I'm running right now. I got my mixture, 2 gallons of the distilled water and 1 gallon of the coolant, since it's concentrate. So we're running a little bit of a I guess leaner mixture, you could call it. I'm gonna be not putting a 50-50 in there. I'm gonna run like 60-40 or something like that, so a little more water, a little less coolant. The car is gonna stay here in South Florida, so I don't really need to worry too much about freeze protection. I could check it, I guess, quick. Why don't we do that, just to get an idea of what we're working with here with this mixture. We're sitting right about minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit, so I don't think we need to worry, being in South Florida, the minus 10 freeze protection. I think we're good. So we'll go ahead and continue to fill that up. Right now I'm just filling through the expansion tank and just kind of letting that slowly trickle through the vent line into the radiator, fill everything up. And then what we'll do, we fire the car up and the water pump sucks that level down. We'll just keep refilling it, let the car come up to temp, let the thermostat open, let everything settle out, get any air bubbled out of the system. And that process takes a little while to get the cooling system dialed in and the level set properly. So this is just the kind of pre-fill, the initial, get the water in there. Well, that didn't go as planned. Ended up, I lifted it up already and figured out where it's coming from. So on the driver's side, where your coolant temperature sensor goes in, when I got the heads back, they had plugs. So I had to take the plug out, put the sensor in, and I guess I missed that this side didn't have its plug in it. So you can see right here, that's where the coolant was coming out. So I got the plug, I just gotta go screw it in and now start over with filling the engine. Just made a mess, wasted new coolant, that's $20 a gallon. Oh well, let's start over. Nothing that can't be fixed. It's better than finding out I was dripping out between like the block and the head or something through the head gasket. That would have been way worse. So that's not a bad fix. Just put the plug in, wipe it down, get the coolant off it, and we're good. All right, we got the coolant system filled up. Got that plug back in the head, so we cleaned up all the spilt coolant, topped it up as much as we could. You can see here the tank is full, so that should get stuck down when the engine starts up, and then we'll just keep adding it until it levels out. We got the oil in. At least I got like 5 or 6 quarts in now. I'll have to wait till it runs through the system before I add the rest. And basically I think we're ready to fire it up, at least get the engine to pop and turn over. I don't know if it's actually going to run because it just has a stock tune file on it now, and I got to work with HP tuners and get, you know, a base tune to just get the car running. But I just want to make sure that, you know, it gets fuel, it gets spark, the engine actually like pops and hits, turns over. So as long as we can get that today, I'll be pretty happy, and then I'll work later on the week to get some type of base tune to run this thing. So let's see what this thing does. All right, we're gonna say a prayer. We're gonna press the start button and see what happens. So let's do it. So unfortunately the wideband I put in isn't working. I don't know, I must not be getting power from the source I got it from, but here we'll fire it up from in the car. We got a Christmas tree. Alright guys, so that's probably going to be a wrap for this video. I do have to come back later and troubleshoot why the wideband's not getting power. I used the instructions and did the tap off the harness plug for that dimmer switch like in the instructions, but for some reason it's definitely not getting power because the gauge doesn't illuminate or anything. So I'm going to come back and do that, and then I don't know, later this week probably work on getting the laptop over and setting up the bass tune to actually be able to run and drive this thing. But pretty big accomplishment today, be able to start the car up, actually back it out of the garage and run it a little bit, and everything sounds good. There's no knocking, there's nothing that sounds out of ordinary with the engine. Other than that, it doesn't run very smooth because of the stock tune that's on it with this big cam and everything. So we got the coolant. I still got to bring it up to operating temp so I can set this properly. I only brought it up to like 130 or 145, so I don't even think the thermostat opened yet. Get everything purged like that. The oil should be all good. I didn't find any leaks or anything like that. The only thing I did notice when we started it up was there was a little bit of something boiling off over on this passenger side header. It's probably just oil and stuff that was used during assembly, so I'm not too worried about it. That's kind of what it smells like. It's just burning oil off the headers, so that should clear up once it burns off. But other than that, it's coming along good. We're almost there. We're almost to the point where we could drive the car. So hopefully next video we'll get the laptop on this thing, get the tune set up, and then we'll be able to take it for its first rip with the heads cam package. So thanks for staying tuned and watching this video, and catch me on the next one.